if you just dropped out of school, this is the video you need to watch. I'm gonna take it all the way back to when I dropped out of college. I was 19 and I had just left after one semester of school, drove 24 hours home with my entrepreneurial dream. And if you're either in college chasing your entrepreneurial dreams or you've just dropped out, this is the YouTube video for you. I'll explain the exact path that took me from a 19-year-old college dropout to at 25 running 4 7-figure businesses, living the life beyond my wildest imagination. So when I first came home from college, I was probably in the same position you are in right now, where it was night after night of anxiety, of stress, of reading books, of trying to figure out what path this guy was going to take. That first $10,000 check felt so far away. That first $100,000 check felt so far away. That life felt so far away. Every time my friends would come home for spring break and summers, it would be the conversation of, you're making a mistake, you need to go back to school. It would be my family saying, you're making a mistake, you need to go back to school. Every single person was in my ear saying that was the wrong decision. But I stuck it out. And let me tell you why. Because there's one thing that I told myself every single day that got me to the point where I am right now, which is if I show up every single day and I do the work, do the actual work, not sit on social media, not scam people, but do the actual work, I will live a life beyond my wildest imaginations. And I'm going to give you the full blueprint of what I did. The first thing I did is an opportunity vehicle that every single person that I could do, which helped me get my first business off the ground and helped me get startup capital for the other things I want to do. It was called wholesaling real estate. We all know the quote, most millionaires are created in real estate. The fact is, most millionaires make their money in business and then preserve that money in real estate. They get rich in business, preserve in real estate. But I said, hey, these guys that are flipping properties making $100,000 per deal, I want in on that. And so what I learned was something called wholesaling real estate. And what I started doing is driving around neighborhoods, looking for beaten up houses, using the Deal Machine app. I would find the address, I would call the owner, and I would say, hey, pretty much the script was, hey, if you're open to selling this house, I'm open to buying it from you off market where you don't pay realtor fees. I buy it cash. And these were houses that needed to be fixed up. It took me 6 months to get my first deal. Imagine, just dropped out of college, probably the situation a lot of you guys are in right now. I'm being told every single day in my year, I made the wrong decision. I'm going to fail. I'm going to miss out on opportunity and career and money, and I'm going to be a failure from family, from friends, from everyone in my ear every single day and night. Going to bed alone, stressed at night, not knowing what's coming next, that anxiety, that pit in your stomach that you're probably feeling if you're watching this video. I have been there. It took me 6 months to get my first check. I was making $500 a month by doing open houses and by coaching select basketball, doing anything I could to make a buck. And 6 months in, I got a deal done, a wholesale real estate deal done for a $105,000 check, which changed my life forever. And that's why I always say you're only one deal away. And that $105,000 check led to me being able to go pay coaches and mentors and learn the game. And I built my first business, which was a pure wholesaling business, to $1 million a year within the next 18 months. From there, I then started flipping houses. I started selling land. I was selling houses as a broker. And our top grossing year has been $3.3 million in just that real estate business that I have grown over the years. From that business, I went and started my second business with startup capital from that business, which is a call center. It's a fascinating business where I went and I hired cold callers from the Philippines originally. Now I employ people in other countries. We have a big office. It's a big company. When I started out, I went and hired cold callers from the Philippines for anywhere from $3 to $5 per hour. And then I would sell it to my friends and my peers who needed leads for their business for $10 to $15 per hour. And before I knew it, that business was making me $30,000 a month, $20,000 a month profit that I could either use to help scale my real estate company, which I did for a long time. I paid for the marketing with that company, or putting money in my pocket. And so I went and built a team around that. And that business now is also doing multiple millions of dollars per year in revenue, and it's a fascinating business that we're going to scale, and we are going to sell that company one day. That is the hopes that one day we sell that company. From there, 2 consulting businesses of mine, which I never wanted to do. I never wanted to be the social media consulting guy, but I went on a podcast called the Bigger Pockets podcast, which is the biggest podcast for entrepreneurs in the real estate game. And I was 22 when I went on there. Bigger Pockets episode 44, which you can see right here above my finger. And I went on there and I essentially went from a nobody with 1,500 followers who got on the podcast because I was crushing it and people found out, to 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers. The first year, I probably got 15 to 20 DMs every single day asking for help. So that spun up my third multi-million-dollar business, which was a real estate education company where we help people learn how to source off-market real estate, residential, commercial, industrial. Then as I grew my call center and I started talking about the call center on Twitter and LinkedIn and other places, same thing happened. I got on a big podcast and people started asking me to help them build call centers for their companies or to assist them in growing their own call center. And so I created an education company around call center business, and that's also become a multiple 7-figure a year company. And that has been my journey, you guys. And what I can tell you is you'll never be able to see all the steps. All you usually can see is a step in front of you, and you take that step every single day and you do the work. I remember guys being in tears, real tears, sitting inside a real estate brokerage office, telling my mom and her assistant when I was 19 that I messed up, I effed up, I need to go back to school, and I ruined my future. My mom was an awesome lady, told me one thing. She said, just show up, be intense, do the work. And I've showed up and I've done the work every single day since. And by just putting one foot in front of the next, you can make something incredibly realistic and a big business. But what I will tell you, it takes internal drive, it takes discipline. If you're dropping out of school because you're lazy, you want to play Xbox and smoke weed and hang out with your friends, you will not make it. You will get left behind and you will regret dropping out of school. So it's not for everyone. So this is a two-pronged message video. First one is, if you believe you made the right decision, and you'll know in your gut, if you're truly dropped out to make something, to create a business, and you want to show up every single day for the next 10 years, sacrifice right now to live a life your peers can't live later on, you made the right decision. If you're doing this to smoke, to hang out, to take it easy, and hopefully cross your fingers and something will work out, you probably will not figure it out, and you probably should go back to school and you should agree to give yourselves the best opportunity. So again, it is baby steps. It is finding that first vehicle and sticking to it for years.